He was leading. He had the fastest car on the last lap at Atlanta, and he still lost. Not because of bad luck, not because of a mechanical failure, but because of something far more brutal. His own peers wouldn't lift a finger to help him. That's not a rumor. That's Denny Hamlin on record confirming it. Carson Hocevar led the final lap of the Quaker State 400 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Coming to the checkered flag, Christopher Bell shoved Ryan Blaney past Hocevar. Bubba Wallace got by too. Hocevar went from race winner to also ran in the span of one straightaway. Days later, on his own podcast, Denny Hamlin didn't dodge the question. He backed up what analysts Jeff Burton and Jamie McMurray had already said on air. Hocevar's attitude is now actively working against him on the track. This didn't come out of nowhere. There's a pattern building. Last week at Chicagoland, Zane Smith refused to lift off the gas and the two of them wrecked together. A few weeks before that at Michigan, Hocevar had to wave multiple competitors past him, a direct consequence of how he'd raced them earlier that same day. Now Atlanta. 3 incidents, 3 different tracks, one common thread. The guy driving next to Hocevar keeps deciding he's not worth protecting. In NASCAR, that matters more than almost anywhere else in sports. This isn't basketball where talent alone can carry you. Stock car racing is built on hundreds of split-second favors. Who gives you a lane? Who doesn't check up on you in traffic? Who lets you draft? Hamlin said it plainly. You're not racing the fans, you're racing the men beside you, and there are a lot more of them than there is of you. Here's where it gets interesting, because this is bigger than one bad finish. Hamlin pointed out something sharp about Bell's decision to push Blaney instead of Hocevar. Look at the standings. Blaney sits 3rd. Bell is 9th. Hocevar is 8th. Bell had every strategic reason to help Blaney build distance in points rather than hand a win to a driver who's burned bridges with half the garage. That's the real danger for Hocevar. It's not just that people dislike him, it's that disliking him is now the mathematically smart choice for his rivals too. When self-interest and personal grudge line up in the same direction, there's zero incentive left to ever help him. And Hamlin dropped the line that should worry Hocevar's whole camp. Inside the Joe Gibbs Racing and 23XI drivers meeting, there are drivers who said flat out they will push anyone to victory except him. Think about what that means long term. NASCAR careers are built on alliances, manufacturer support, teammate pushes, mutual respect built over years. Hocevar is racing with a playing to the fans persona that generates clicks and headlines, but every provocative soundbite is quietly taxing his on-track currency. It might be great content. It is a terrible business model for actually winning races. Is it smart or is it dangerous? Right now it's dangerous dressed up as smart. Short term, the villain act builds a brand. Long term, in a sport where the guy behind you controls your fate every single lap, it's a mortgage he's going to have trouble paying off. Expect a split reaction and expect it to be loud. One side of the fan base loves this version of Hocevar, brash, unapologetic, willing to say what other drivers won't. To them, this is exactly the kind of personality NASCAR has been missing. The other side, including a growing number of veterans in the garage, sees a young driver sabotaging his own results for the sake of a persona. When multiple respected voices, Burton, McMurray, and now Hamlin, all land on the same conclusion independently. That's not a hot take anymore. That's a consensus forming in real time. Best case, Hocevar reads the room. He keeps the aggression on the track, but dials back the antagonism off it, rebuilds a few relationships, and turns this into a career lesson early rather than late. The talent is clearly there. Atlanta proved he can lead laps and contend for wins outright. Worst case, the persona hardens instead of softens. More drivers quietly opt out of helping him. More races slip away in the closing laps exactly like Atlanta did. And Hocevar spends the next 2 or 3 seasons wondering why his stats never match his speed. So here's the real question. Is Carson Hocevar building a brand or burning his own championship window? Drop your take in the comments. Is this persona worth the wins he's losing, or does he need to change before it's too late? If you want the breakdowns nobody else is giving you in this sport, make sure you subscribe because this Hocevar story is far from over.